Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, looking outside, seeing that brilliant sun after a cool, crisp morning with a little bit of a north and a northwest wind. Things are gradually starting to warm up, and I say gradually because we're working in the 40s right now, like a lot of other cities all across not only the Lower Peninsula, but also the Upper Peninsula. We do have a few 30s up there. Matthew, as of right now, what do you have on the thermometer?
Well, right now, over at the airport, it's sunny at 47. Over at Midland, it's sunny at 48. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 45. We have north winds at 13 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.34, and it's rising.
If we do have any warmer temperatures, it seems like the southwestern corner of the Lower Peninsula is where we're seeing upper 40s, not seeing any 50s as of right now. And again, we started the morning off on the chilly side. Flint started off at Bishop Airport around 34. White Lake, a little bit further south, they were looking at 33 for an overnight low. Midland, you wound up starting your morning off at 32. Genesee County, Burton, 34, 35, 36. Owasso at 36. Oil City over by Mount Pleasant. They were at 30 earlier this morning. Mount Pleasant was at 32, as well as Ithaca at 31. Auburn had an overnight low of 34. Lapeer looking at 34. Whitmore Lake down not too far away from Ann Arbor, looking at 34 degrees as well. A little bit further north, it got pretty chilly in some areas that normally are some of the cooler spots in the Lower Peninsula as we go into the fall. Alpena was at 33, but Pellston started off at 25, and East Tawas had a low of 24 overnight last night. Atlanta coming in at 32, Sheboygan at 29, the Mayo area at 30 degrees. Standish had an overnight low of 31, and West Branch looking at 32. Boyne Falls at 30, Bel Air at 31, Newberry looking at 31 degrees, Scotia at 32. And again, as we said, Midland looking at 32, the Mayo area at 32 degrees. Elger started off at 29. And, well, I thought I wouldn't say this, but trace of snow a little bit earlier this morning in the Traverse City area, and also a trace of snow at Gaylord. So I'm sure we've had some snow showers, snow flurry activity across some parts of the Upper Peninsula here that nobody really wanted to say too much about. But there it is in areas where if there is going to be any snow, usually that's the place. They got it overnight last night and early this morning. As Matthew said, we've got a north breeze to contend with, but that wind is dying down, and we will become westerly as far as the wind direction coming out of the west later on tonight and early tomorrow morning. 56 with fingers crossed and mostly sunny skies. That's what we're going to be looking at for a high temperature this afternoon. 30 for a low tonight. Sun will set at 6:50. Rise tomorrow morning at 7:54. And again, a light west breeze. Southwesterly tomorrow, which means the temperatures will be rising. 63 for a high tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, dropping down to about 38 here in the Great Lakes Bay area for a low tomorrow night. Again, we're going to have a southwest and south breeze between 5 and 10 miles per hour tomorrow and tomorrow night. That'll continue into the day on Friday with mostly sunny skies. Friday's high temperature conservative is going to be 66. A little aggressive. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see some 70-degree temperatures around the Great Lakes Bay area on Friday. If it doesn't, Saturday will be magical. 70 degrees is what we're looking at for a high. But then as we go through the day on Saturday, the temperature is going to drop off a little bit, closer to 60 by later in the afternoon on Saturday. The reason why, a very weak wind shift line is going to be crossing the state, but no precipitation involved with it at all, because we're expecting clear skies on Saturday night, but milder, 42 for a low. That milder is what's normal for this time of the year, 42, 41 degrees. The average high for this time of the year is 60. Sunday, 72 for a high, 46 for a low, sunshine, and partly to mostly sunny skies will continue into the beginning of the work week, with high temperatures looking at 70 to 73 degrees, with low temperatures in the upper 40s. Record high in this state is 86, set back in 1938. The record low 26, set in 1977, and tied in 1991. Incidentally, on this date in 1943, we had about 1.25 inches of snow here in the Great Lakes Bay area. It started late in the day on the 16th of October in 1943 and moved over past midnight into the early morning hours of October the 17th. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Matthew standing by. Who have we got?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. They know that you've got family, goals, dreams for the future. These things are really important to you. You're more than just a number with the folks at the Rummel Agency. They want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help you get the right farm insurance protection for your family. See them today. Give them a call or have them stop by. In Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll, it's the Rummel Insurance Agency. Say good morning to Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Cody, it's been kind of a rough week so far. What's going on today?
Hey, good morning, guys. Today's been a little different change of pace. Market's been kind of bouncing here this morning. We got corn and wheat showing positive gains. Soybeans actually were positive this morning, actually flipped to negative here the last, probably hour or so, but it's definitely nice to see some green on the board.
Yeah, any particular reason why we're seeing a little bit of an uptick?
Well, kind of looking at it, especially looking at kind of corn and wheat especially, it's more a lot of international news, more or less to do with that Black Sea region of Russia and Ukraine. I was kind of reading this morning that the Ukrainian government set an export limit on wheat at 16.2 million metric tons to protect their domestic demand. And then kind of looking at Russia FOB values are rising here over the last week, and the Russian government set the minimum of $250 per metric ton on that. I think that's where you're seeing a little bit of bump in wheat, maybe pulling corn up as well, because as we kind of look at the corn fundamentals and everything, it just seems there's a little bit of pressure on corn, especially with the weather we've been having here in the States. You know, it's really conducive to rapid harvesting. And there's also been beneficial weather down in South America. As far as Argentina and northern Brazil, they're probably getting some rain that they've been needing for the last week or two. But other than that, that kind of seems like everyone's really watching what this weather is internationally and how our harvest is progressing.
Yeah, and we're moving right along. So what do you got on the board right now, Cody?
Yeah, right now, I show cash wheat up 6, $5.71 on the white, $4.96 on the red. New crop 2025 wheat, that's up 5, 622 on the white, 537 on the red. Looking over at cash and new crop corn, that's up 4 at 330. And then cash and new crop soybeans are down 2 at 904.
You have a great day, Cody. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. You guys too.
You bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Incidentally, the maturing corn this year, 96% of the corn they say is matured. The 5-year average is 74. So we're running a good 22 points ahead of what the 5-year average should be. And as far as corn harvest goes, roughly 31% of the corn they say is harvested here in the state. The 5-year average is 18. As far as soybeans go, 66% of the beans they say are in the bin. That compares to the 5-year average of 35. And last year, we were at 28. When it comes to wheat planted and emerged, way ahead. Planted, 65% of the wheat they say is planted compared to 39% from a year ago. Emerged, 31% is emerged. Last year, 23, and the 5-year average was 28. Sugar beet harvested, 27%, they say, according to this report issued as of yesterday. Last year we were at 19% of the beets harvested, and we're still quite dry. We're looking at about maybe 48% is adequate to surplus moisture on topsoil. Subsoil moisture, about 42% is rated adequate to surplus there. So just kind of gives you an idea. A little bit more as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors, they do it. It's easy when you work with the folks at Steiner Tractor because they do understand that your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running. Give them a call today at 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture since 1895. They'll help you stay up to date on those industry trends and the trends for your operation when you work with the folks at Thumb Bank and Trust, locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Relationships are built on trust at Thumb Bank, equal opportunity lender and member FDIC. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Rocking and rolling on a Wednesday. It's hump day.
Pretty much wild again today, sure. Heard a report that General Motors is trying to lock in some lithium supplies in America. So that's got that market a little bit hot. We've been talking about that for a while, how depressed it was. Amazon is trying to lock in power supplies for their data centers and things like that. And Microsoft is doing the same thing, but they're looking at making contracts with some of the big electric utilities, especially the nuclear ones, looking to build a lot of new nuclear plants in this country. So figure that out as a wave. If you didn't like the windmills, I don't know. Maybe you will like the nuclear power plant in your backyard. That could be fun. But the banks are reporting earnings. They're outstanding. They're making money hand over fist. And that's when I talk about banks. I mean that's the New York Wall Street banks. Those are the guys that are cashing in big time. The airlines are hitting new highs today. They're doing fine. Crude oil's under 70. So I guess that thing that we had going on that drove it up to 74, 75 bucks, that's cooled off. So, if we wait another week or so, we might be able to afford gasoline again. That's good.
Yeah, take advantage of it while it's low.
Yeah, well,
here today, gone tomorrow.
I'm still waiting. Cabot hit an all-time high today. They're at 116. They continue to do quite well. Precious metals doing pretty good today. Platinum's up 1.5%. Gold is up 0.5%. Silver the same. So anyway, here's your numbers. December corn is 405, up 3 3/4. March corn 420.5, up 3. November soybeans 987 3/4, down 3 1/4. January soybeans $10.75 of a penny, down 2 3/4. The December wheat is 585 1/4, up 5 3/4, and the March wheat 606, up 5 1/4. The crude oil 69.41, down 60 cents. Heating oil 217.5, that's down 2.5 cents. Gasoline is at 202 1/4, down 1.5 cents, and should put us around 270. So we'll see. Natural gas is 314.8. That is down 5.7 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3774 Canadian. That's unchanged. The dollar buys 149.69 yen. That's up 50 ticks. The euro's at 108.69. That's getting cheaper, down 21 ticks. The dollar's at 103.45. That's getting expensive, up 19 ticks. Gold is at $26.89.80, up $10.90. Silver's $31.97, up 21.5 cents. Platinum's at 1,006.10, that's up 13.90, and copper's at 435.70, up 2 cents.
You take care. Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Will do. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Let's touch base here real quick with Travis Christian with Nutrien Ag. Travis, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Hey, we're doing fantastic, Travis. What should producers be aware of right now as we really move through harvest quickly?
I think we're going to start to see a need for fall burn down. We had a really good year. We had overall plenty of rain in most areas in the state. And I think we're going to see some late season weed pressure here. And one thing that I've been noticing as I look at water samples across the state is that our water typically isn't as good as we think it is. And that can absolutely impact our herbicide performance. So everything from hardness to high pH can change how my weed killing spray is performing in the field. And making a really easy adjustment to that with Choice Trio can help fix our water first and make sure that it's in the right shape for going out and making our spray applications without losing any efficacy. Chemistry is expensive, Terry.
Yeah.
Really expensive.
Yeah, I guess
And
so.
making a really easy and inexpensive fix to my water helps me make sure I'm getting my money's worth when I go out and spray everything from Roundup to Sharpen in the fall. So that's what I got on my mind today.
Very good point. Travis, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you. You too.
You bet. Travis Christian over at Nutrien Ag. Take a break, and then coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. But first, this.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Friday, bonus pricing has been extended at Rifkin Steel.
Farm Service brought to you by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. They are carrying a full line of corn and Enlist soybean seed, proven weed control designed to get you a better harvest. And right now, they've got that industry-leading 14% cash discount until the end of the month and a good supply across all Dairyland varieties, including the all-new 4-seed and Power Core Enlist traded corn hybrids. Justin Varner's the guy you need to talk to. Dairyland Seed. We've got seed with your name on it. From your friends at Freeland Bean and Grain since 1983, where serving you is their business. Frankenmuth Credit Union is ready to take care of you. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. So check them out. They've got locations all over the place, more than 30 locations. They're ready to help you become your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Jerry Samolsky joining us right now. And Jerry, what should we be looking at right now?
Boy, right now, Terry, we've got some beautiful weather to be out in. You know, the people that don't like it hot, it's perfect for them. And the people that don't like cold, well, as cold as it is, it's not terribly cold. So it's a good time to get out and get some things going. I'm going to say make sure that you've got all the weeds out now, and that way, when you get your pre-emergent on early spring, you're going to beat everything to the punch. And just like he was saying, some of these late germinating weeds are going to be a problem next spring. So get them now. Again, I want to reiterate the last call for planting evergreens, large evergreens within the next couple weeks. You want to get them in the ground, and then just the beginning for planting shade trees. So again, prime time. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do it other times, but we want to put everything in our odds in our favor. And by following these guidelines, it definitely helps survivability.
It sure does. Jerry, talk to you again tomorrow with the plant of the week.
I got a good one.
There you go. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Coming up next, Joe Kramer, but first this.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. How easily soil gets moved with a 1 Series tractor. Or how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Farm Service brought to you by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans, Mr. Farmer. Give them a call for a quote today. And if you're looking for some complete parts and service for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks, trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles, the place to contact is Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw. Quality parts and service at very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, they're open till 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission, joining us right now. And Joe, what should we be thinking about?
Well, Terry, last week when we chatted, we talked a little bit about yield here in the state of Michigan, and I'm of the opinion that we were going to get a state average of 22 to 23 bags, and then the next day USDA came out and said we're going to have 26. So I still have a tough time believing that, but that's where they've got us pegged at. And if that's true, we're going to need a little help from some other areas, either with some losses or some unexpected demand. And I'm hoping that comes in the form of some offshore feeding programs. And I think there's some dollars earmarked for that should take a little bit of the slack out of the chain on these markets.
Yeah, and as far as the markets are concerned, we do have some producers that have more beans than what they contracted for. Some halfway decent pricing on those?
Well, markets are soft right now. I think everybody's kind of trying to figure out where we're at, what direction this is going to take. Corn and soybean prices aren't really helping us today, as depressed as they seem to be. And I think we need to be a little bit patient. I think this market will find its bottom, and then maybe some of that unexpected demand will give it a little boost.
All righty. Thanks for the insight, Joe. You take care. Have a good one, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Over to Maple Hill Nursery we go. Chuck Cervinsky joining me right now. And Chuck, we talk a lot about dairy dew on practically every one of our programs. How do we use it effectively?
Well, right now we're putting our gardens to bed for the winter months, and what you're going to do is clean off all your old garden plants to make sure that if there was any diseases in those plants, that it's not going to go back into the soil. And then you're going to take the dairy dew, which is a high carbon, high quality compost and full of all kinds of beneficial organisms that's going to help get that biology going for next year. And you're going to put it down 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick over the whole garden, the entire area, and go ahead and work that in. And next year, it's going to really produce results. And you're going to want to maybe in the spring, especially if you've never put dairy dew down before, put it down again in the spring, maybe 1/4 inch thick, and work it in a week or so before you start planting.
Very good. And all we got to do to find out more is stop by
and we'll show you how to do it with Dairy Do products from Morgan Composting.
Chuck, you have a great day. We'll talk to you on Friday. All righty?
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll be right back. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. You're looking to have some trees trimming or removed? Legendary Tree Care will take care of it for you. If you like more information, just go to legendarytreecare.com or like them on Facebook. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.